John, do you think Brent is looking overbought at 44 USD this morning?
44, I've lived in Asia a long time. That number always scares me a bit. But I would say Brent, I mean, this is the key benchmark, and it's a light crude benchmark. Uh, yeah, I would argue that it's probably reflecting some optimism towards the recovery. The general view is that short term is kind of hard to call until we see some definition as to the pace of COVID and the recovery in oil demand. But looking out further, I think 44 is not a reasonable number. We're going to see volatility in the short term, plus uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, the VUCA factors. But at 44, Brent seems a little bit high to me. But long term, I would call my views, I'm a patient bull. I think by the second half of next year, and certainly by the fourth quarter of 2021, we're going to be back and possibly even flirting with $50 or higher.
How much of a catalyst is a vaccine then to a higher oil price, do you think, or a demand breakout?
Well, it's strange, but it seems like the last 2 Mondays we've had these headline vaccine news hitting the market. And I would say it was more pronounced on the 9th of November when Pfizer came out with their announcement of a 90% success rate on their vaccine. There you saw, I think, a tremendous overreaction. I mean, the stock markets jumped up and leveled out. I think they were as high as 1,800 on the Dow, and they leveled out to about 700 or 800. The same with oil prices. They overshot a bit, but they leveled out. We had the same phenomenon this Monday with the Moderna announcement, the 94.5% success rate. And I'd say in this case, we didn't overshoot. This is reaffirming. This reinforces the sentiment that, hey, there's light at the end of the tunnel and we're going to get there. But in the oil markets, we're a little more attuned to what's happening in the near term. Are we going to see refiners out there upping runs? Are we going to see airlines starting to hedge fuel? Does this market structure encourage people to go out there and start locking in term prices, whether they're on the sale or the buy side? I've yet to see that phenomenon take hold, so I think it's a little bit early.
You mentioned $50 before for Brent. When do you see that?
Second half of 21, it could come as early as July during the summer months, but certainly by the fourth quarter, I would expect it to be there. There are some who are calling it even earlier, but I don't have that degree of confidence. It's very hard to throw darts when you've got so much uncertainty out there. I haven't seen anybody effectively model the COVID-19 virus. There's no algorithm that'll spit out a magic answer. We are kind of flying blind until we see how this whole thing plays out and how it affects demand.